Hi and welcome to my channel for a new battle report. This time I was able to test the new ID book to try a little practice game against a good friend of my club in order to test a little bit what I can do with this book. So I just did a mixed arm approach. That's what I like about ID, having a little bit of everything. A low count of model, I must say, but a few blocks still. As general, I chose to put an overlord with the Toruk ritual options, which makes him a bit mobile on the battlefield. He has a good defensive with a 1-up and 4-up regeneration, as well as a 4-up Aegis against fire, and he has the bounce spell giving him Glory of Gold with power level 4-8. Vizier BSB with Destiny's Call, Great Weapon Binding Scroll, a Prophet on a Great Ball of Shamut. I really wanted to try out this new option to put the big Prophet on the Great Bull of Shamut. With Magic Resistance 2 and a Binding Scroll and a Great Weapon for him. 27 Citadel Guards with Spears, Full Command Relentless Company, 23 Slaves, 12 Infernal Warrior with Blunderbuss and Musician. So one Titan Mortar with Kadim Infuse. Basically that's Catapult 4-4 area with Strength 7 and Strength 4, and with Kadim Infuse I am Flaming, and if I give him with the Lamassu with Flaming Swords additional Flaming attack, I will be able to get Divine attack, which is not bad at all for Catapult. Strength 4. A Rocket Battery with Dazing Gas, which makes -1 on the leadership check for panic check with 25% of casualties. So not bad, and 4 shots, strength 5, strength 6, multiple runes 3, so really good against a big monster. 6 Toruk with Paired Weapon Champion, 5 Vassal Cavalries, and Infernal Engine with the option Grinder, so the close combat version of the Infernal Engine, which I really wanted to try out since I almost never played it before in the old book, so I wanted to try out this option. My opponent was playing Prince on foot with Silver of the Blazing Door, Magic Resistance 2 and Queen's Companion. Commander BSB, Master of the Karenwek Tower with an additional 2 Ether Icon to gain Magic Resistance 4 totally, which is not bad when you are playing a big block of Queensguard. An Adept Pyro with the Book of Arcane Power, 28 Sea Guards with Navigator Banner, giving them Distracting on the first round of combat, 26 Spears with Rending Banner, 2x5 Knight of Rima, 1 Lion Chariot, 2 Eagle, and 2 Seaguard Reaper. We played Refuse Flank, Secure Target. I chose a spell, a Pentagram of Pain, the Aegis boost, and the Breath of Corruption, of course, plus the Hereditary spell, which I really wanted to try out. I thought playing against big units might be interesting to kill some of them in the early turns. And then with the Lamassu, I took number 2 from Alchemy and number 3 from Flaming Sword from Pyromancy, plus with the Overlord I was able to get number 3, so Glory of Gold from Alchemy as a bounce spell. And with my Overlord I chose Flintlock. So yeah, that's the option he had. Flintlock with Triple Barrel, which is a new weapon from the army book, which I really wanted to try out. Gives you +3 attacks in combat, so 7 attacks total, which is not bad. Strength 5 AP2, and then 4 shots hitting on 3+ always. Strength 4 AP2, so like Flintlock 18-inch range, but not bad at all. I thought can do some damage from distance in the early rounds, and then into combat should be able to do 7 attacks with Hatred, is not bad at all. I can gain a reroll with Glory of Gold, so might be not bad, depending on which unit I engage, should be able to do quite a lot of damage. And regarding my opponent's spell, he took Fireball and Flaming Sword for Pyro, and then the Threat spell from Druidism, and of course number 1 with Master of Karenwek Tower from Cosmology, Alchemy, and Shamanism. So, to be honest, nothing scares me too much in combat. I mean, in 1-1, both my big character are able to deal with the general. I should be able to progress in the field with Citadel, with tank, because I mean, nothing is too scary on the charge against me, to be honest, against the Citadel at least, and the tank. So I should be fine going forward in the map with the Citadel block at least. I expect my opponent to be relatively static during the game with his block, so I will try to threat him a little bit with Eruption. Yeah, be careful of the shot. Of course, I can do some damage to my Great Bull and Overlord. Especially I'm thinking about the Bolt Throwers who are, with strength 6, AP 10, they can one-shot my Overlord General. So I have an obligation to use the covers to protect them a little bit against this high strength range damage. Rhymanite are really good against the Great Bull because I have flaming attacks, so against them it might be difficult to go forward. So I really need to support the Great Bull with the tank and the Overlord, and target them with magic, shooting, and so on. Because if I am able to kill them, then the Great Bull might do some damage, some heavy damage in combat. Of course, the Overlord, with 7 attacks, strength 5, I should really look for combat, going into combat and do a lot of damage with all these attacks. With my low strength damage and Titan Mortar, I will try to target the Sisters. Of course, Titan Mortar, against the Sister can do a lot of damage. And I think with the tank, he has a limited amount of tools to deal with the tank. Except from a little charge from Ramanite can maybe do a wound or 2, but not that much. With Quicksilver Lash, he can do some damage, but that's only 1 spell to dispel, and with the rest, it will not be easy to go through the armor. So maybe with some shots from the Queen's Guard with +1 to wound, but that's a limited set of tools to deal with the tank. So I think the tank has a comfortable match to play. Okay, deployment. We drop 2 each, or 2 or 3, I guess. I put some Eagles, some Rhymanite, and maybe the Bolters, and then decided to put the rest. So he puts here the second unit of Rhymanite, the Lion Chariots, the Spears, Sea Guards, and here you have Queen's Guard with all 3 characters inside. On my side, I was thinking a little bit. I can basically drop almost everything south and go directly for the 2 blocks and basically go for a draw on the objective and try to focus these 2 units and get all the points. That was a possible approach, and then I thought, why not try to play a little bit more wider to see if I'm able with this list to play on both objectives, just to try out something. It's still UB, it's still a practice game, so why not try a new approach? I was curious to see how I'm able to deal with these 3 threats with the tank and try to go as well for this objective, but not only this one. So that was a bit the idea. And I went to have enough threat against these 2 blocks. I put the Great Bull directly in front. I thought with strength, with toughness 6 wounds, and then 5 up, and 5 up Aegis and magical resistance 2 should be able to survive all these low strength shots. And I'm behind the forest regarding the shots of Bolt Throwers, so it will need 5+ to hit me and then 4+ to wound me, so not so easy. The same thought process I use for the Overlord, because long range plus the field, so 5+ needed to hit him, so not so easy for the Bolt Throwers. And then I put the Citadel Guard in the middle, so quite a lot of points here on south to go against these 2 blocks. The Toruk in the middle behind the forest to gain some covers against the low strength shots. Here the Slaves, and here Blunderbuss, and the Lamassu sitting behind, because Lamassu needs to be quite far away from all these flaming shots, quite far away from Bolt Throwers, so it's not an easy game for the Lamassu. And here, of course, we have my Rocket Battery trying to aim at the Rhymanite, and here we have Titan Mortar willing to aim at both these two blocks. So turn 1 of Highborn Elves, my opponent decided to move a bit forward, so he gives me a long charge for the tank, but not so easy. And if I fail it, then he can go around with the Rhymanite and try to threat my backline. He moves forward with these 2 units, moves a bit forward with the Queen Guards to get some good shots on my bull, and moves back in the game with the Rhymanite, who were deployed quite back at the beginning of the game. Turn 1, I use my binding scroll on Flaming Sword. I want to avoid him shooting at me with 50 shots, wounding on 5+ on the Great Bull. So I use the binding scroll. Then he does a fireball on the Titan Mortar, does a single wound, and with the attribute Blaze, he does 1 wound here, but I'm able to save it with the armor save, so no wound. Then he does a Quicksilver Lash on the Overlord. I dispel it, of course, and tries Altered Sight, which is casted on the Seaguard. Shooting, basically put all this shot, strength 3, strength 4, and only 3 shots, strength 5, I guess, from the BSB or something. Everything against the Great Bull and kills it. So yeah, UB dice sometimes are quite nasty, and this time they were again nasty against me, but still I guess that I've been a bit overconfident by deploying directly in front of these 2 units with no cover at all. I mean, in average, it should still do like 3 wounds to him, so should have been a bit more careful in the deployment stage. My idea was then to go in the middle of the forest with my on-foot movement to threat him then on turn 3 and still have some cover from the forest, but I mean that was a bit too risky for deployment, so I already lost my big mage turn 1, so that's almost an habit for me since it happened already sometimes with the ogres. So yeah, that will be interesting because I've still I've lost a couple of points on this first turn. Fortunately for me, I used this binding scroll and not the other one, so that's at least something. Okay, let's move on. Turn 1, Infernal Dwarves. I go forward. Still, I remain within the field with the Overlord. Still the same idea. Move forward with Citadel Guard, trying to get a few shots off. And of course, yeah, due to the Great Bull being killed, I had to flee with the Toruk. I had a 9 rerollable, I failed it, and I fled, and now I'm able to rally. So yeah, not. I mean, that's not ideal, but it could have been worse. It's not the worst case. Here I stay and look on top of the map because I don't want his Rymanite going around me, so I had to choose between going really here on the left for these 2 units or going directly for the or staying here for the Rymanite to avoid him getting around and going for the objective or going for the backline. So that was a bit the choice I had to make. I could have tried to go forward with the tank and just let him go around and then use the chaff and blunderbuss and rocket, try to deal with them. Could have been an approach as well. Lamassu stays a bit behind. Let's move on to magic. Not a lot of spell to cast. I'm able to cast the Flaming Sword on the Titan Mortar to help him a little bit in shooting, and then I try a Word of Iron on Citadel, get Dispel. With shooting, I'm able to get a 9 indirect shot on the Queen's Guard and do like 6 wounds, I guess. And I'm able to kill with the Rocket Battery 1 of the Rymanite. Turn 2, Highborn Elves. So, it chaffs my Citadel, but still I remain unchaffed with my General, so should be able to get some interesting charge. He moves a bit forward and reforms with the Rymanite in order to get counter charges. If I charge in with my General, then he should be able to challenge out with some character and then counter charge next turn with the Rymanite, with the champion, so might be something interesting for him. And he moves away from this zone with everybody, so here I'm almost certain to get this second target and I should be able to go back in the game, but I will need some time to go around the impossible terrain, so that was not the best idea at all to be here on top with the tank, because I would have needed much more here on the south part of the board. Magic. So let's see. Yeah, I fled the charge from the Lion Chariot with the slaves. He was quite far away. I thought, yeah, let me just flee from this charge. Magic is able to cast a fireball, does 1 wound into the Titan Mortar, and then with a lucky Quicksilver Lash, with 3 dice, I think he gets 8 or 9. And with 5 dice, I roll like 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, something like that, like an 8, and it just went off. So 5 against 3, quite unlucky. And with my ward save 4 up, I get 2 wounds from Quicksilver Lash, so I'm almost dead. I lost Great Ball, I almost lost my general right now, so yeah, this game is getting very complicated for me, and with shooting, he's able to do the 3 or 4, I think, 4 remaining wounds on the Titan Mortar. So exactly the 4 remaining wounds on the Titan Mortar, Panic, check are okay for both these 2 units. And with the shots of both Bolt Thrower is able to do 5 wounds into the Citadel Guards. Here I had a big choice. I just saw, I'm in a very bad shape. So I went, Overlord at only 1 wound remaining, I went for the charge. My idea was to charge into these guys. And basically with Citadel Guard, I had an overrun on the 8 with no Swift Stride. So, it's like a 50-50 to succeed or not succeed. So I thought, let's just try it out. If I fail, we can finish the game quite early. If I succeed in doing so, I might be able to get some opening with both these two units. So I go for the charge, and of course he flees here behind. Then I redirect, needing a 10 Swift Stride with my general on Toruk, who is a beast, so no danger strain. And I thought here I would be in a very good spot then to try some things from this place. I will still benefit from cover on the next turn, so not bad at all. Try the charge, but not able to get the 10. So fail charge. Here I go for the Eagle, of course. Okay. What else? I just move here a bit laterally. Here I move forward for the objective. And the tank moves back in order to threat a little bit these units. Yeah, that's it. I think I could have, should have maybe moved a bit more, like do a wheel and go for 10 straight to move really forward, because I didn't move much with the tank, which was probably a mistake. Should have just pivot and then go forward 10 to go as close as possible from the Lion Chariot and basically threat him on the coming turns. Okay, magic, let's see. I was able to get Ward of Iron on the Citadel Guard. I'm able to kill the Eagle and just post-combat pivot, and that's it. Turn 3 from Highborn Elves, he just chaffs again my Eagle, comes forward with both Rymanite, reforms here, rally these guys and moves forward, so you can see the trap. I mean, he has so many units. I have only an Overlord and a brick of Citadel Guard. It will be very, very hard to come out successfully from this position, because it still has plenty of chaff and can multiple charge me on the coming turn, so it will be hard. But however, I'm a bit surprised to see that he goes straight in the forest, leaving me with a flank charge from the Lamassu and at the moment a front charge for the Toruk. So yeah, a bit surprised. And he moves forward with the Lion Chariot, try to tempt me to charge in the flank with the Infernal Engine. Let's see what I will do on the next turn. Magic. Of course, I dispel Quicksilver Lash on my general. Then he does Altered Sight on the Queen's Guard. And with the Fireball, he kills 1 Toruk. And with the Blaze, he's able to get through my 1-up armor save and my 4-up ward save. So basically, I'm dead to a Blaze. Okay. okay. I mean, yeah, sometimes that's how it is. I'm able to pass my panic check with Citadel Guards. Turn 3, basically I charge out. The idea was charge out with the Lamassu on the flank, needing a 9 on Swift Stride in the flank. And here charging out with the BSB to stick in place and move a bit the Citadel Guards slowly back. Try to face all these coming threats, but basically with the BSB going into this combat, it's basically protecting my flank more or less. So let's try this out. I mean, I don't have a lot of option at the moment, so let's try something quite risky, get into challenge, and we'll see what happens. Here I move forward 10 with the tank and chaff the Lion Chariot. The idea was to shoot 2 turns with 8 shot, strength 6, multiple wound. I should be able to kill the Lion Chariot, so let's do this. And move forward with the Blunderbuss, who failed the march check, so I'm just able to move 3 forward. And magic. What did I do? I guess I was able... Yeah, I tried to cast a Word of Iron Citadel, get Dispelled, then I'm able to do Flaming Sword, just to do 1 wound on the spear. I mean, I don't have a lot of magic at the moment, only 2 spells. And then with the Rocket, I'm able to one-shot the Lion Chariot, which is good news at least. And into combat, I'm able to do 1 wound. It does 1 wound back, so I still have 1 wound left because I lost 1 in the stand and shoot. I had ward save 3+ in the stand and shoot process, but I still receive a wound. So yeah, I win by 1. He has a steadfast roll on 9. He's able to stick on steadfast. So good news for him. Let's move on turn 4. Basically, rechaff and move forward with the Spearman to avoid another flank charge attempt from the Lamassu. Just move forward with these 3 units. Yeah, that's it. Magic. Let's see. He's able to cast Altered Sight on the Spear just in case I charge with Lamassu, but I mean only with 4 attacks I won't go in this unit, so yeah. Don't know why he casted it, but that was not an option for me to go in the front. I mean, in the flank, that was something interesting, especially in the forest with no steadfast, but going in the front, no, that would be too risky. +1 strength, he tried to cast it on this unit, I dispel it, of course, and then with shooting, he's able to kill 2 blunderbuss, to kill 2 citadel guards, and that's it. And here, basically, I'm able to do another wound to the general. It does nothing in return, so 1-0, but he has a rank, and BSB, I guess he wins by 1. And I flee. 8 rerollable, fail it, I flee over here, but he doesn't catch me, so just stops somewhere here. Yeah, my turn 4, I have no other alternative than coming forward with the Citadel Guard to chaff the queens. Rally my BSB. Basically here, the amount of sister you see here, it's after the shots, 15 shots from pistols from these guys. So that was quite effective. Just move forward with tank and Lamassu. Going for the objective here with the blunderbuss. And I guess that's it more or less. Yeah. And then, yeah, of course, his turn 5, he comes in with both, plus the sisters. And is just able to break my steadfast. So it just killed the 2 model needed. I needed 2 model more to be steadfast, but he was able to kill them. So he killed like 12 totally, and I was able to break my steadfast. So I break, I pursue, kill my BSB. Here I will kill the eagle, and then at the end of the game, he gives me another unit of Rymanite to secure the target. Gives me them as chaff, and I charge, and I'm not able to make them flee. He passes the leadership check 5, which was a good end note for this game. So really a difficult game for me, starting from turn 1, and it went from bad to worse, like we say. It ended 17-3 for my opponent, 3 because I managed to get 1 secure target, so at least that worked, but the rest of the plan was a bit too, yeah, it was a bit too risky, not clever at all. Think I should have played differently. So, 3 key points, 3 key lessons from this game. I think the placement of my secure target on top so far away from the other one was a bad idea. The wide deployment, the secure target so far away, I think it was a bad idea. I think my list and most of the ID list work better when playing more compact on a smaller zone of the map. Yeah, I was a bit unlucky to die to 50 something low strength shots, but at the same time I should have protected better my Great Bull. I was well protected from both bolt throwers, but not from the bow shots, and I mean that was a mistake. The engine, I think it's a big problem in the matchup for my opponent. He has not a lot of tools to deal with the engine. I had identify it, but I think to use it just to secure the top right objective, yeah, okay, that was something. But if I had deployed the tank further south, I would have been able to cause a lot of problem to my opponent, because going straight for both these 2 units, Queen's Guard and the Sea Guard, just going in, trying to go into combat as soon as possible, would have been very, very problematic for my opponent. So I think that was a mistake to deploy in such a way. Let's see what I should have done, or something like that in deployment, basically to drop more my threat south. So put 2 war machines like here in the south, put like the blunderbuss here, so a lot of scoring unit here in the south to go for this objective. Citadel remain in this area with the overlord. Here put maybe the slaves, who can be a bit annoying going forward. Put my secure target here, put maybe the tank in this area, and then the Great Bull to cover the flank shot from this guy to give him some kind of cover, or and remain behind the forest to not get killed from the bolt thrower shots. And then maybe put the Toruk on this side to do some kind of protection, and then he will have to choose between chasing me, because I will go south step by step, so he will have to choose between chasing me or just remain here and secure this target. So that would have been a much better deployment, I guess, in particular because this small machine being south, I would have been able to cause a lot of threats on these 2 units. I mean, that's here where all the points are. He's quite wide with his deployment, my opponent. Spear block is quite far away, so he has not a lot of possibility to give support to these 2 units. So me going forward at full speed on turn 1, then on turn 2 I'm able to get charges. I mean, he can chaff something with 1 or 2 eagles, but not everything in my line. And he has a limited amount of piece of chaff, so I would have been able to cause him a lot of trouble going really forward with the tank and everybody at the same time to confront, to go into combat against these 2 units who are not able to deal with my big threats like the tank or citadel block in 1-to-1 combat. Okay, so that was it. Interesting for first battle report with the new ID. I will do more. Of course, I need to refresh a little bit other play style, because I've been playing a lot of August in a more aggression approach, so to say. So I need to learn again a bit how to play the ID and so on, try out the new things, but that will be very interesting. I'm very curious to see what I can achieve with the new ID book. I think it's a good book, very interesting options, a lot of things to try out. So that will be that will occupy me for a lot of games on my channel for sure. Thanks a lot for watching my channel. See you soon on Watch These Dice. Bye.